How do you plan progress markers and meet state requirements while still allowing for a flexible schedule?
I will tell you, we don't in Tennessee worry so much about state standards. I had to let go of that because I was a teacher for many years, and we both had to kind of learn to let go of that. That I know it's hard, especially if you did not homeschool, to let go of the fact that education is not about what the state says is education. We don't actually look at the state standards, but we are not observed either in Tennessee. So making sure that I speak to all moms in different states, you need to find out at what level you're going to be watched and evaluated. Our Home Life Academy doesn't ask me about the Tennessee state standards. I would say if you look at a lot of Tennessee state standards here, just because I've had to out of pure curiosity lately, I would say that some of them are pretty low. And then there's other subjects that I don't really think are actually stepping in line with what I see my youngest doing. So we don't plan our academic year around state standards.
One of the things that we do is there's various testing you can do either mid-year or at the end of the year, and there are lots of resources for that. One of the resources we love is called familylearning.org, and they just make it so easy and doable to do this testing in your home. You can even go online to their website, and based on the curriculum you use, you can choose what test would best work for your children with that curriculum, and they will send you that test. You can give it in your home. They give all the instructions. It's super easy. You can send it back to them, and they will even score it for you and then send those markers to you. And I just keep those markers on file.
Most states are going to have their own requirements for what they expect of homeschoolers. So you're going to want to go online and find, what does your state require? In South Carolina, we have to be under an umbrella organization. And so we send report cards to this organization twice a year. So at the beginning of the year, you list what curriculum you're using. And that actually is helpful because I have to write it all down and I have to think through what am I going to assign to each kid. So I send that in at the beginning, and then twice during the year, like halfway through and at the end, I send a report card in, which says whether they have done satisfactory work or not. Your state might not require that. But if it doesn't require it, it's still a helpful thing to do for your own sake, to just list out what you're going to use, what your expectations and goals are. And that helps to keep track in your own mind of what you're doing and do some sort of report card system just for your own sake.
Flexibility is the best way to meet state requirements and to hit each of the goals that we have for our school year, because for me personally, what tends to happen is if I try to be too rigid in my homeschooling or try to be too rigid in our day-to-day or week-to-week goals or planning, like what I've planned out, then it ends up being a frustrating day for everyone. If child A hasn't done all of their worksheets and now I feel behind and we have to run to this place and that place, stress levels rise, everybody feels it, and the house kind of falls apart. So we have a wide variety of kids, age groups. We have 8 kids, 6 of them are at home for another week, and then 5 of them are home. And so we kind of have our bigs and our littles, and we schedule according to their schedules for the bigger kids. And then the little kids kind of fall into a more structured schedule. But again, structured only to the point of what our week just kind of throws at us. So for me personally, flexibility is the only way that we meet the goals. And that way, I know at the end of the year, the things that I have planned out, the goals that I have set to make sure we're meeting all of our academic goals, our character goals, all of those things kind of just happen in small chunks. And we just continue to mark them off as we do them. And it's kind of the way. It's very different than I think some people do, but it's where we're at right now with our homeschooling.